Dave Resnick, Iona Gale head coach Rick Pitino.
I was going to ask what class you were in. Not yet?
Not yet. Coach class of 2013.
Yale in the blue, the Bulldogs get the opening possession against the designated home team. That's Iona in the white. Bulldogs coming off a 71-52 win over Albany last time out, the alma mater of their 23-year head coach, James Jones. This is Quinn Slazinski, the transfer from Louisville, inside to Nelly Jr. Joseph, and that will be the advantage for Iona tonight.
Well, they're not just guarding the best post player in the MAC in Joseph. It's one of the better big men that they will see the entire year. He can play at any level, in any league, and you'll see his variety of moves and footwork and great hands around the cup.
As a DK picks up the foul, as Nelly Jr. Joseph will shoot two after missing the first, coming off of his fourth double-double this season, 17-10 in a conference victory over Rider. Iona's been off for the last 9 days.
And that was a much-needed rest. They had some stretch where they went into early season home action and then a long trip with back-to-back tournaments in Florida on the road for about a week and a half.
As a DK, Junior Joseph switching to him, and now it's Jalen Gabadon. A touch here for the leading scorer, Azon Swain, into the paint. That lips out, and we are still scoreless a minute in.
Swain trying to be aggressive early with the ball in his hands. You need to be aggressive against this Yale defense. Rick Pitino's guys play an aggressive half-court man-to-man style, active hands. You cannot settle on the perimeter for jump shots unless it comes to you. Otherwise, situations like that could happen.
Junior Joseph, the steal. Yale, a perimeter-oriented team, only starting one forward in their starting five. As Elijah Joyner back in the lineup after missing the last three, gets called for the offensive foul.
Heads up basketball IQ. Good footwork that time by James Jones's bunch. And it's okay when you're perimeter oriented, but it's how you're getting those shots. Paint touches from the guards, middle dribble penetration, making the extra pass, not forcing. That's a good one.
To Swain, and he knocks it down for three. Azar Swain, averaging 18 per, has put Yale in front.
See, they had a good attempt, but then they made one more pass and had a great attempt. Almost that Villanova half-court style of offense.
Junior Joseph is triple teamed and had it taken away, but it'll stay with the Gales.
You could actually hear Rick Pitino yelling to Junior Joseph across the way, Nelly, they are trapping you. They expected the coaching staff these doubles to come quickly. Not dribbling too much, and his passing out of it tonight is going to be key.
Tyson Jolly defended well, and it's out of bounds to the Bulldogs. Rick Pitino, second season with Iona, 34th year overall as a college basketball head coach. Closing in on giving opponents 800 losses.
That's a good way to phrase it.
I stole it from Jay Billis for another coach in a similar situation. Swain.
Look at that switch off with Joseph guarding the small.
But Matthew Cotton from deep. End of shot clock triple. 6-0 Yale.
Well, you said the key phrase there. It's end of shot clock. Yale's patience so far out of their half-court offense has been beyond impressive.
Slazinski has the answer for Iona as he knocks down a head-on three.
Iona has multiple bigs that could stretch out and make you pay from the arc. You got to get out, move your feet, and contest.
Catch and shoot three for Swain. It's a loose ball foul. It is against Jalen Gabadon.
Sometimes with bigs, you have the luxury of hanging in the paint, just worried about defending pick and roll action. With Iona, you need to be able to guard on the perimeter, and They make you honest. That's where your help side defense as a whole, your guards got to be able to help inside defensively also.
Into Tyson Jolly. He'll use the post-up gain and bank it in.
Beautiful pass from Slazinski. High-low from the top of the key.
.330 gone by. Yale by 1. Fourth and final game here at the Barclays Center. A quadruple header of college hoops. DK got all the way in but missed.
They dodged one there. Joseph was out on his guard. They got the quick blow by.
Good hands by Kelly. Joseph spinning into the double team. And a held ball.
That's one thing, Dave, that the coaching staff spoke with us about earlier today, about how the challenge sometimes is for when that ball goes into Joseph, into the post, to get that ball moving around the perimeter quickly.
I was going to ask you
not too many dribbles inside.
What he needs to do, but I prefer just listening to Rick Pitino on that last possession.
You could hear him.
As Slazinski nicely done on the lay-in.
Well, you know what it is? It's tempting to get the right passing angle, and sometimes you need a dribble or two for that. The problem, as the staff was telling us earlier, is when it gets to that third or fourth dribble.
7 straight for Iona. Quinn Slazinski got it started for the Gales by 1. Barclays with Vin Parisi, David Resnick. Ending the night with another non-conference showdown between a couple of mid-majors predicted to win their respective conferences.
Great day of hoops locally, nationally. Nothing like hoop tourneys like this in the New York metropolitan Big Apple area this time of the year. So they're going to run a lot of handoff, a lot of ball screens you got to communicate on the perimeter.
Swain from deep, ring it up.
He just showed you right there. Well, he came in with 222 career-made three-pointers. That is outstanding, and it's a quick release. He does not need much time to get his feet set.
Derek Jean-Louis on the deck and scores using the glass.
That's where he's tough. He can slash, put it on the deck. He has good size at the end of that possession when he's finishing against bigs.
Gabadon. And now Swain. This is August Mahoney, the sophomore from Saratoga Springs, New York, just checking into the game. And Isaiah Kelly lays it in for a 2-point Yale lead.
Iona's going to come right back at you in attack. Not much walking it up.
Tyson Jolly draws the foul. That will be charged to Matthew Cotton, the junior from Voorhees, New Jersey.
Foul charge for 10, Matthew Cotton. That's his first. Teach them. Tyson Jolly at the line for Iona.
Fourth collegiate stop for Tyson Jolly as he makes the first of 2. Began his college career at Baylor and then a year at JUCO before settling in at SMU of the AAC and using his final year of eligibility to play for the Hall of Famer Rick Pitino.
The way they like to play under Coach Pitino, that second free throw made is important because now they are able to set up this full court pressure that you're going to see often this evening.
Tied at 11. Ryan Myers in for Iona, playing on the ball against Mahoney. Swain driving. Gabadon catch and shoot. That triple off the rim. The other way, Elijah Joyner goes 1-on-3, flips it up, no.
Might have been close to being 1-on-4. Really pressed the issue that time.
A catch and shoot 3 from the corner is off target for Cotton. Nelly Jr. Joseph, the good box out of Yusuf Basa'ama. It's Iona's ball. First foul against Basa'ama.
Walter Clayton Jr. for Iona.
Walter Clayton Jr. into the lineup for Iona, freshman from Lake Wales, Florida. Turned down offers from Power 5 football schools to play collegiate basketball.
It has really come alive recently and filling up multiple columns in the box score for Rick Pitino.
Myers on the pull-up, got it.
He's a live, active body. Sophomore from locally here in New York City, Christ the King, legendary local high school. And there's that pressure.
Iona basketball after the Yale turnover. 13:28 remaining in a low-scoring first half. Yale scored the game's first 6. Junior Joseph using his size advantage. 6 straight for the Gales to take a 4-point lead.
And that's going to be the challenge for Yale. If they're playing well on the perimeter and Joseph inside doesn't have foul trouble.
In fairness, he only has an inch advantage over Vasa Ama, but much more developed as a collegiate player. Cotton baseline drive, soars to the rim, and he got fouled on his attack to the rim on the baseline.
You could tell James Jones has plenty of experience in this lineup. They don't often waste dribbles. The basketball reverses from one side of the floor to the other. They've had some really effective skip passes, which has led to direct line drives.
Cotton, one of 3 double-figure scorers for Yale on the season. Withdrew from school last year when the Ivy League did not play hoops and had a internship in real estate. Back for his junior season and pulling the Bulldogs to within 2. Inside of 13 to play. Walter Clayton Jr. floats it up, no. The rebound down to Gavidon, the captain for Yale. This is Cotton accelerating into the paint and heading back to the free throw line.
Rick Pitino very upset about that one across the way at the officials.
Matt Potter, Tony Chiazza, and Brian Zink will hear the ire of Rick Pitino over the course of the next 32 minutes, in addition to the 8 that they've already been in his crosshairs.
Cotton got ahead of steam, really turned on the Jets there, and was rim to rim before you knew it.
I thought Rick Pitino was in the twilight of his career. There was no energy. This was just, one final job for him.
Now when you see him on the sidelines and you see him in practice.
To Iona. In a lot of ways rejuvenated in his second year in New Rochelle.
This has been a good stretch of minutes for Clayton here to make things happen. I almost feel like it's a two-headed attack with Myers. They could both handle and get into the lane and do that.
Mahoney breaks the pressure.
Give Yale credit here. They have not looked flustered, and there's been different levels of pressure so far by the Gales.
Jack Malloy out there. This is Swain on the fadeaway. That's his 3rd triple of the first half, and then he steals it away for an easy bucket.
Showing why he is second in the Ivy League in scoring. He could beat you in an array of ways. He's showing them to the Gales.
Behind Jordan Dingle of Penn in the scoring race. Dumped inside. Junior Joseph set up by Von Eyck and one. Back and forth we go. Junior Joseph to shoot a free. A 1992 grad for first place in three-point makes in Yale history. So that is something that we will track. He is on pace to setting a new mark in this game. Nelly Junior Joseph completes a three-point play. The sophomore from Benin City, Nigeria. academy in Africa when Rick Pitino got a tip from his former Louisville standout, Gorgie Jang, about an impressive young man who turned out to be Nelly Jr. Joseph.
And you saw right there when they're trying to set up their pressure, he's always hanging around 69-70% for the free throw line, which helps.
Swain again. He knocks down his 4th three of the opening half. He might want to set the record by halftime.
Oh, he is feeling it right now. And this coaching staff for Iona talked about defending the three-point arc coming into this one was going to be a key.
Typically a strength of the Iona D is John Luis misfires from deep. The rebound bounces to Clayton Jr. and a reset of the shot clock to 20. Michael Feinberg defending. Junior Joseph spinning. The soft touch off the rim, and it's down to Malloy.
You got to settle in if you're Iona and just worry about getting multiple defensive stops in a row and try to let the offense come to you.
Defended well. Swain falling away. Eric Jean-Louis the rebound, finding the point guard Elijah Joyner trailing. His three is off target, and another rebound for Jack Malloy. Inside presence will be so important for the Bulldogs playing today without E.J. Jarvis, a 6'8 forward who's not playing today because of a concussion.
And they'll put even tougher small ball lineups for Yale on the floor here to guard.
Eliminated by Junior Joseph. Slazinski kicking out. One more pass to Joyner. It's a three.
I'll tell you, Joyner has the green light for threes in transition from his coach. He wasn't able to put the first one down, but what ball movement to allow him to have time to set those feet.
Straight line drive and the kick out. Looking for Swain. That three is short. Loose ball. Knocked around. Claimed by Feinberg, and the lefty strokes it down. Tied at 23. Slazinski presents himself off of one leg. Got it.
He's got that action. He's got that skill level to his game. Makes him a very, very tough cover for guys his size.
Slazinski breaks the third tie of the first half.
Nice pass.
Down to 10 to shoot. Kelly lost it. Out of bounds to the Gales.
When they're playing their best basketball, this ball is hot potato, moving from one side of the floor to the other. Clayton could have had it. One more pass is an even better shot. And then look at Quinn Slazinski going to work with that little shimmy and shake, the Louisville transfer.
Much better output for Slazinski after his 1 of 10 shooting in the victory over Ryder. Junior Joseph drives, no. Von Eyck keeps it alive. John Luis, no hesitation. It's taken by Cotton. As a DK back into the game for the Bulldogs. Has started every game this season after being a bench presence as a sophomore. Kelly stepping out, too strong. Von Eyck trails. Good closeout by Gavidon. Von Eyck goes inside, and a chance at three.
Well, he dodged one there.
Von Eyck shooting a free throw. That the advantage for Iona would be inside with their size advantage and the injuries along the Yale front line, and so far that has come to fruition over the course of the first 12 and a half minutes of this non-conference contest. Von Eyck completes the three-point play, and here's the Iona pressure. Gavidon DK, Cotton, Feinberg, and Kelly, the 5 on the floor for the Bulldogs. Trying to build upon their win last time out against Albany to improve their record to 6-5.
They were patient that time and really screamed for each other.
Early 3 for Joyner is rebounded by Kelly. DK, too strong.
See, Iona has a lot of interchangeable parts now defensively. They can really switch at multiple positions, which makes it difficult to turn the corner on offense if you're Yale, whether it's pick and rolls or whether it's dribble handoffs.
Good hands by Feinberg. He will sub out, however, after his good defensive play and get replaced by Azar Swain. Was 14 first half points on the strength of 4 3-pointers. A zone look here for Yale. Joyner, short. The rebound for DK.
They've not played a ton of zone this year, but the Iona staff expecting to see some possessions of it.
Oh, it's Swain from well beyond the arc. His 5th first half 3-pointer, 17 points. He's the only one in this game in double figures.
Well, he came into this game at 30% from downtown. He's obviously much better than those shooting numbers. It's about volume sometimes.
Tyson Jolly has the answer. Iona by 5. Gabadon quickly into the front court. Kelly looking for an outlet. It's in the form of Swain. Now 2 behind the all-time 3-point make mark in Yale history. This time, no, he goes all the way in, scoring off the dribble, and a chance at 3.
A first-team All-Ivy selection last year, and he's showing you why, because he's showing you all of the tools that are in the toolbox this evening. It's not just the 3-point perimeter stroke. A very, very tough cover, Dave, off the bounce as well.
Spoke with assistant coach Justin Simon before the game, asked him how Swain has elevated his play. It's in that area, Vin, where everybody's expecting him to take threes. He's become a better driver, mid-range shooter, and scorer off the bounce.
Well, that's a great point, and not a lot of guys get to that point in their junior and senior years to where they're able to take their game to the next level. They remain one-dimensional. Obviously, he has.
Oh, Jolly getting into a shootout with Swain.
Well, that is literally back-to-back from the same exact spot on the floor for Jolly.
Jolly's got 10 to lead all Iona scorers. Cotton lets it fly down to Junior Joseph.
They're getting one-and-done action and not much on the offensive glass right now, the Bulldogs.
Von Eyck, quick trigger. Knocked out of Cotton's hands. Bulldogs basketball.
And you see Rick Pitino reminding his team, get in the press full court, not taking a possession off to pick Yale up 94 feet defensively.
Yale as a team shooting just 42% from the fields, but 43% from beyond the arc. James Jones, 23rd year, longest tenured coach in the Ivy League. The Long Island native, the elder statesman of the ancient 8. 4:40 left, first half. Azar Swain with 20 first half points, lets it fly, missing that time. 6th rebound for Junior Joseph, along with 5 points. Walter Clayton Jr. has his shot rejected as a DK with the nice closeout.
And I will say that is a rarity and a lost art right now in college basketball, because what you're seeing more and more is the fouling of the 3-point shot, the other end of the spectrum.
Von Eyck, deep, got it.
Rick Pitino always has so many multiple threats from the three-point arc, whether you talk about his perimeter or whether you talk about his front line.
Largest lead of the first half for the Gales, and that's an offensive foul. Gavidon ran over Van Eyck.
Hard, aggressive drive, shoulder down and fails.
20 first half points, 2 better than his per game average. The most competitive player that James Jones has coached in his 23 years.
Well, this is a good perimeter defense he's going against tonight. I mean, Iona's number 2 nationally in defensive field goal percentage. This is no easy task for Swain tonight.
Held ball, possession arrow to Yale. And Azar Swain entered 7 3-point makes shy of tying Ed Peterson, class of 92, for the most in Yale history. And he's only got 2 more to go, 3 more to set the new mark. Meanwhile, Iona shooting 50% from the field, and they've only turned it over twice, as they've built an 8-point lead late stages first half.
Jolly has a bloody nose. The perks of sitting courtside, like we are. I tell you, little by little, with the Iona full court 94 feet of defense, is fatigue. Is that going to become a factor in the second half for Yale? That's something to keep an eye on, because even when they're not just trapping aggressive and multiple traps, sometimes it's just wearing you down, having you constantly on your toes, thinking about it, going against that ball pressure.
Walter Clayton Jr. gets called for the foul.
Number 13, Walter Clayton Jr. the second.
He checks out after picking up his second foul. Cotton's looking for somebody. That's taken away by Joyner. And now Van Eyck attacks the rim in transition.
Van Eyck handling it on the break like a guard that time. Defense into offense for the Gales.
8 straight for Iona. They put on the pressure. Cotton goes right at Junior Joseph. Tapped out. Corralled by Joyner.
A great job by the big man playing without fouling.
John Luis, right down Atlantic Avenue. Largest lead of the night for the Gales.
Barrett John Luis showed this athleticism
In the last 2:15 to push the lead to 12.
Now if you're Yale, this can go in 2 directions. You can cut this to 7, 8, or 9 going into the halftime break, or this can go from 12 to 15 or 16. This is a huge stretch for Yale in terms of their poise.
Iona dialing up the pressure. Jack Malloy weathers the storm with a triple.
Stop the bleeding in a big-time way. That was poise.
Under 3 to play, first half. High-low, Junior Joseph, tough catch. And the finish being hounded there by Malloy.
Well, they played Kansas this year in November. And that was Kansas-like basketball. Big to big, high-low, top of the key to the rim.
2:30 left, first half. DK in the paint. This is Matt Noling. And now Swain from the corner, left it short.
Iona playing with a high level of confidence on the defensive end, especially on the perimeter right now.
Van Eyck, a willing passer, but this time he draws the blocking foul against Matthew Cotton.
Yale foul targets present Matthew Cotton, his second personal.
8th team foul against the Bulldogs, 1-1 for Van Eyck. 3rd year in the program, 2nd year captain. One of those players that took advantage of the extra year given by the NCAA because of the COVID pandemic. One more upcoming for the graduate student from the Netherlands. Speaking of players taking advantage of the extra year, Colton Cashaw checks into the Iona lineup.
Colton Cashaw checks in for Iona.
Von Eyck with 10. Tied with Tyson Jolly for the team lead. Azar Swain leading all scorers with 20 for Yale.
The Iona team could go deep on the perimeter. Rick Pitino can keep pressuring because he can keep throwing fresh bodies at you.
Malloy. And now DK. Largest deficit the Bulldogs have faced. You ready, Vin? Still with perfect hands.
Yeah, that wasn't a tough one.
It was a bit of a can of corn, but it goes down in the box score as a catch.
Always have to be ready for a skip pass.
Did you catch it in shooting ready position?
I did it. I'm always looking to just swing.
90 seconds left. Joyner. Woo. Gales finding their groove.
They have a lot of action to where it looks like they're just going to turn the corner off their pick and rolls and handoffs and go all the way to the rim. So many guys that could just stop on a dime and hurt you with that mid-range pull-up game.
Swain turns the corner into Junior Joseph. Now Malloy trying to take advantage of the mismatch, and he banks it in. Tough shot.
Huge 5 points for Malloy here that Yale's really needed.
Dylan Von Eyck taking a few moments to get back to his feet.
Oh,
friendly fire.
Yeah. Caught it from his teammate right in the chops. Oh, he's got a good gash there too.
It's a foul against Swain.
Yale foul charge against number 5 is on Swain. And the team's ninth.
First foul against Swain. Elijah Joyner suffered a broken nose in practice and then a hyperextension of his knee in a game. Left that free throw attempt short. Playing at his best shape of his college career.
Well, conditioning is going to be an emphasis when you play for Rick Pitino. You can talk to guys that have worked for him, former players that have played for him.
DK driving and one. Uses the glass to score, and Yale with a little push here at the end of the first.
Beautiful job turning the corner. But then getting inside versus the size of Iona's front line inside. Putting that defender on the left shoulder with a soft touch at the end.
As a DK, a three-point play.
Ryan Connors returns for the Gales.
Rick Pitino will use his...
And both teams have a ton of experience, a lot of veterans on their roster. And not saying you can't get it done with freshmen and sophomores, but when you add in experience and then the transfer portal, huge theme in college hoops these days.
Shot clock is off. 15 seconds to go. Into Junior Joseph, quick double. Look for Slazinski. Now it's Azar Swain checking the timer, picked up and nearly laid in by Bez Mabang. But that is how the first half comes to a close. Iona leading by 10. The athletic department with Vin Parisi, David Resnick. We do not own buildings. At least I don't. I don't want to speak for you.
I always get those phenomenal tidbits in.
Tyson Jolly Left it short. Quinn Slazinski picks it up. He misses. Jolly is mixing it up inside and one. Tyson Jolly with a team high 12. Cleaning up the miss.
This is probably the one aspect of the game, the one way that we haven't seen the Gales dominate and score this evening, and that's been the offensive glass. And that time one of Rick Pitino's guards getting in on the fun to get to the charity stripe.
Matthew Cotton picks up his third foul as Tyson Jolly completes the three-point play. Gabadon's pass broken up.
Nice hustle.
As a DK, first one on the deck, wins it for the Bulldogs. Jalen Gabadon as a DK. Azar Swain, Matthew Cotton, and Isaiah Kelly. The five on the floor for the Bulldogs, returning their starting lineup to begin the the second half. Third foul against Joyner, so a couple of starters picking up their third fouls in the opening minute of play, and that will bring Walter Clayton Jr. back to the Iona lineup, and he shares it with Tyson Jolly, Barrick Jean-Louis, Quinn Slazinski, and Nelly Jr. Joseph. Iona ball after the Yale turnover.
Walter Clayton Jr. is a true freshman, which is rare to see, it seems, in this day and age of college hoops. He's going to get a ton of minutes and experience this season.
Tyson Jolly fakes the pass, was left open, and he knocks down the 15-footer.
There's just no letting up defensively, picking up full court. That time not all organized, but Rick Pitino is trying to get them into some full court pressure again.
All 5 points scored by Tyson Jolly. It's a 5-0 run for the Gales to begin the second half. Mahoney off the mark. Jean-Louis tracks it down and saves it. And it's a backcourt violation.
It was a good idea. It's a good hustle. Just wasn't legal.
There's a question as to where the entry point should be. It'll start on the baseline. On the bounce to Kelly. His layup lips out.
Missed the bunny, but he's able to sneak behind Slazinski.
Slazinski trails and drills a three for the largest lead of Iona's night.
They're just so tough to guard as a group because so many guys could beat you from long.
.80 Iona run to begin the half. That's well off the mark. Slazinski inside. Junior Joseph double teamed. And he got fouled on the reach in from Isaiah Kelly. His second.
When Quinn Slazinski, whether it's in the half court or in the full court in a trailing situation, is able to set his feet and have time, he can do that.
He was a rotation player for Louisville last year. Never played for Rick Pitino for the Cardinals, but now gets the opportunity to do so as a member of the Gales as the Bulldogs get it back.
And he's had some very, very tough, like, 1 for 10, 2 for 10 nights like that, which will drop the percentages. But when you watch him play enough, he's a much better shooter and offensive threat than his numbers show right now. Yale's just going to have to handle this depth, athleticism, strength, and most importantly, defensive pressure right now.
How do you counter it?
Well, you got to stay poised. You can't try to get it back all at once, but you're going to have to make shots late in the shot clock, because right now the Gales are not making mistakes, not sending them to the free throw line. But more importantly, defensively, they got to try to get some stands, stopping scores. And if you're Yale, try to manufacture points other than just scoring it on the perimeter. Only 2 offensive rebounds for Yale in the first 20 minutes.
Slazinski from NBA range. He plays with a little bit of an edge.
Yes, he does. And now that pressure, forcing a turnover, stepping on the end line. He is feeling it right now. He can get streaky in a good way.
13 points overall, 6 here in the second half on a couple of made threes. And then the foul against Kelly. That's his third foul. Iona by 21. Yale has not scored in the second half. The Gales advantage 11-0. Barrick Jean-Louis on the drive, and then an offensive foul is called.
Yeah, it's Slazinski. They called an illegal screen that time.
This is the 6th possession for Yale in the second half. The previous 5 have either resulted in a missed shot, they're 0 for 2, or in a turnover. They've coughed it up 3 times.
Let's know Coach Pitino complimented the officials on that call, Dave.
I wasn't paying attention, did he?
Yes, he did. I can confirm.
It's a moment of weakness for Coach Pitino, huh? Gabadon, the finish, and his first bucket. Mahoney got decked.
Took a shot, making sure all the chiclets were there. No Steph Curry mouthpiece there for him. Oh, he caught. That's Slazinski's left elbow, I believe, inadvertently.
Mahoney in his freshman year won the John C. Cobb Rookie of the Year award, team award. Tyson Jolly. And now Von Eyck. Iona getting a little sloppy with it. Jolly catch and shoot, a little bit of daylight. Von Eyck try to keep it alive, and here's Azar Swain. 5 first half three-pointers. 2 away from tying the all-time mark in Yale history. Jalen Gabadon, the captain, with 5 straight.
But James Jones will take that. That's the way Yale looked the first 4 to 5 minutes of this basketball game. That ball whipping around the perimeter and being patient for that right shot from the three-point arc.
Gabadon just commits his 3rd foul. Iona with the gun. When James Jones took over the Yale program 23 years ago, the administration said you can change whatever you want except you're only going to name 1 captain. That is a Yale thing. It's by player vote. They only name 1 each year, and Jalen Gabadon is the 2021-22 captain for his work ethic, the way that he leads. He brings along everybody else on the team to do the right thing, as Nelly Jr. Joseph ends that 5-0 spurt and puts Iona back up by 18.
And you keep saying 23rd year. Now, when I was an assistant at Rutgers in the 2002 NIT, he came in with Yale to the rack and beat us in the first round. It was only his 3rd year at the school. It was like yesterday. I'm getting old.
August Mahoney.
You're not getting old. I feel like I'm getting old. You're an Adonis, but the years go quick.
I think it's you know, those coaching years that age you.
Like dog years. That's a turnover that is not going to make Rick Pitino happy.
It is cleaned up by Malloy.
Oh, we got an injury here. You hope this isn't super serious.
You know, during practice, and we'll that comment in a moment, Malloy follows.
Right ankle just landed on another sneaker and a little twist and a turn that you hope is not serious long term for that young man. Just all about landing. That's how the majority of them turn.
Getting the attention of the athletic training staff right at the end of the bench. Rick Pitino wears a mic during practice, and so his voice is amplified. And he could really save the projection for the game.
Say, most importantly, it's saved for game day.
And in certain environments and in certain arenas, and when your crew does an amazing job of miking up the court, it's acting like an additional audio track to listen to the orders that he barks out to his team. Walter Clayton Jr. recovers and then throws it away.
Back-to-back turnovers.
Azar Swain has not scored in the second half. Here he is teeing it up for three. One shy, or make it two shy of the, one shy of the all-time lead. Timeout taken by Iona. Yale to within 11. James Jones and company making a second half run. He tries to elevate that right leg. He had a follow dunk and just came down a bit awkwardly.
Yeah, you know what? He's been scrappy, and he's had a few opportunistic buckets tonight where he's, you know, stopped a run or gotten a bucket when Yale really needed it.
– 12-2 Yale run after Iona took a 21-point lead. Jolly on the offensive glass is denied. Mabang, another first-year player in this lineup for the Bulldogs, swatted it away.
Well, the offensive glass has been a focal point. We've seen more of it in the second half from Iona than the first half, but good clean D that time.
Joyner got to his spot on the floor, and Swain, who has knocked down 6 3-pointers tonight, grabs the rebound. Fourth time in his career that he's knocked down 6 3-pointers in a game. It'll stay with the Bulldogs. One more 3-pointer, and it'll be 229 in Swain's career, tying him with Ed Peterson. He knocked down 5 in the first half. His first points of the second half came just a moment ago on that 6th triple. Iona into the front court after forcing another Yale turnover. Entry into Junior Joseph. Look away pass that is nearly stolen away.
Let's see, Rick Pitino, you can hear him from across the way telling these guys, hold on to it, stop rushing. And that's what they're doing right now, is that they're trying to dribble loose balls to ignite the break, where Rick Pitino right now just wants them to pick it up with 2 hands and gain possession first. The old John Wooden saying, be quick, but don't be in a hurry.
Nearly the finish for Yusuf Basaama, but just a bit off balance on the catch. Jean-Louis is trapped, holds on to it. Slazinski against Noling. He pivots, leaning in, no. Junior Joseph, yes, on the follow.
That was nice football work by Quinn Slazinski, able to keep that left foot down, and then that one more pivot at the end with the soft touch.
9 points, 9 rebounds for the sophomore Nelly Jr. Joseph. Swain, his three is blocked. Jean-Louis, but then he helps with the turnover, Swain. And it's Noling who goes to the line.
Well, a huge focal point of what Rick Pitino likes to do is scouting the opponent's personnel, but really dissecting their game and going a step further than most college staffs, meaning bringing guys in for individual meetings, almost that NBA style of film breakdown. And you know that Swain was obviously atop the defensive scouting report coming into this one, so when he had 20 points at the halftime break, you have to imagine that was a big part of Rick Pitino's locker room talk, and they have done a much better job on him in this second half.
Matt Noling, the 2020 Player of the Year in the state of Connecticut as a high school senior, makes one of two. Swain's got 23 to lead all scorers, 7th time in the last 9 games that he has scored at least 20. For Iona, they've got 15 for Tyson Jolly, leading 4 players in double figures. Iona's been sloppy offensively. It's been a much different game since the Gales extended their lead to 21. It was on the verge of a real blowout, but the Bulldogs have fought back.
Nice pass.
Slazinski from the corner.
Slazinski's going to get the 3 points in the box score, but what a penetration and pitch. Assist action by Ryan Myers.
Elijah Joyner knocks it out of bounds. It's a 15-point Iona lead as we head to another media timeout.
Good as Ryan Myers on setting up his teammate Slazinski that time. And when we were talking to assistant coach Casey Stanley for Iona about an hour before the game, there was one thing he kept harping in on, and that's assist totals that Rick Pitino and the staff have been looking at. And Iona has 15 assists of their 25 field goals this evening. That's going to be a part of the box score that Coach Pitino is very pleased with.
Career high 4 3-point make for Slazinski off that assist. This is Swain fading away. Good defense by Jolly, and it's a shot clock violation. 11:32 to go. 12-5 Yale run.
Now his outstanding perimeter defense and communication amongst teammates. That's one you like to rewatch in the film room.
Dump inside to Junior Joseph. Feels the double team. And a foul is called. 4th foul committed by Yusuf Basa-Ama.
That's what you want at a Junior Joseph. On those initial post feeds, operate quickly.
Nelly Jr. Joseph going to the line, shooting 1-1 as the Gales are in the bonus. Nelly Jr. Joseph with 11 points, 10 rebounds, 5th double-double this season, and 9th of his career. What's his ceiling?
Oh, I think it's beyond high. I mean, listen, you're not supposed to have the footwork he does for the size he has at his age. And it's also rare to dominate like this at a young age at this level and not transfer up. And that just shows you the faith that he has in Rick Pitino and his coaching staff. Because individual development is always a staple of Coach Pitino's program. They do individual instruction year-round, even in season.
Gabadon missing a 3, loose ball foul. Junior Joseph appears to be charged with it, and he is. That's his second. It'll stay with the Bulldogs. into Cotton. Weak side rebound for Jolly.
They're trying to get it back on the perimeter right now, and it's just not dropping.
Myers into the paint, hangs, cannot hit. And Gabadon, a former Ivy League Defensive Player of the Year, grabs the rebound, but showing some offensive skill into the front court.
Nice post.
Kelly is denied. Joyner the rejection, but it stays with the Bulldogs. 10 to shoot. Jalen Gabadon driving in. Offensive foul. Commits his fourth foul with 10:26 to go.
That's his fourth.
Gabadon will stay out there even with the 4 fouls. The assistant Justin Simon let head coach James Jones know of the situation, and the senior stays in. Approaching the midway point of the second half.
Nice read.
Joyner got it for 3.
They jumped the screen to meet him on the down screen, and he went to the flare and faded away. It's textbook moving without the basketball as a shooter.
"15 assists on 26 made baskets." A lot of contact on the other end, and another look at the last 3 for Iona.
Joyner felt the defender on his backside, not locking and trailing. He's going to try to meet him at the other end. Instead, he just backpedaled and got himself open on that left wing.
Is that conceptual? Is that options and reading it? How would you describe that feel?
That's drilling it. That is, they work on a lot of that in their practices. Down screens, back screens, moving without it.
Pez Mabang. Tyson Jolly checking out after the made free throws. On the other end, Walter Clayton Jr. got bumped down.
Here on the drive.
That's his first. Team snipe. At the line for Iona.
Jolly a bit shaken up after that collision.
After the fact.
Walter Clayton Jr. shooting 1-1. Really came into his own in that victory over Alabama. A landmark victory for the Gales program and for Rick Pitino in his second year with the Gales.
First ever top 10 win in the history of the MAC. Think about all of the historic seasons over the years with different schools that the conference has had.
Noling rolling to the basket. That was a tough catch and a really good finish. Difference of 18 with 9 and change to go. Junior Joseph handing it off to Myers, dribbling into a triple team. Sharing the backcourt with Clayton Jr. 7 seconds to shoot. Junior Joseph pump fakes, puts one up short. Mabang the rebound. The first-year player from Potomac, Maryland. And then Swain was fouled on his weaving drive to the basket. Ryan Myers commits the foul. Seventh team foul against Iona, so Azar Swain to shoot 1-1. Swain makes the front end of a 1-1. 13 conference tournament championships, 22 NCAA tournament appearances with 5 different schools. Rick Pitino at 69 years old just keeps rolling along after leading the Gales to the NCAAs last year in a matchup with the 2-seed Alabama as the 15 seed. Gave the Crimson Tide a game and then paid them back this year during their non-conference start when they jumped out to a 6-0, make it 7-0 record.
The line that always jumps out at me bio-wise is 7 Final Fours with 3 different schools, which is just remarkable.
Fourth foul committed by Isaiah Kelly, and Ryan Myers is going to head to the line. Iona started 6-0, to correct myself, then a couple of losses, and they opened up MAC play with 2 wins, one on the road and then one at home. First time since 2011-2012 that they've started the year 8-2 as Myers misses both. Junior Joseph, the help rejection.
And the speed to retreat and get back there. Not a lot of guys this size could have gotten from half court to the rim that quickly the way he just did. That is running the floor for a big.
Into Swain, good action.
Yes, great baseline out of bounds underneath action by James Jones that time.
27 points for Azar Swain, 7 since the break. Still 1 3-pointer shy of tying the Yale all-time record. Jolly, floater using the glass.
They're just wearing them down right now with their offensive arsenal on the perimeter and their depth.
Swain driving in against Jean-Louis. And a foul is called, sending Swain to the line when we return on this chilly Sunday night in.
And then, you know, and they're good tune-ups too. I mean, Yale was battle tested. They won by 20 against UMass, and then they played the likes of Seton Hall and teams like Southern Utah, Milwaukee, and Auburn, of course. But now, after this game, you're talking Monmouth, Howard at St. Mary's, and then it'll be Ivy League through and through. And every one of these non-conference games, I feel, in November and December, when you're going against teams with different styles, you find out all little different things about your ball club.
Yeah, I thought this matchup was interesting because Iona owned a victory over Harvard, preseason number 2 in the Ivy, and Yale beat Siena, a perennially top team in the MAC. Joyner from the corner, off the rim, no. Tapped out by Jean-Louis. A reset for the Gales, and Tyson Jolly cannot convert. Swain with 29 on 9 of 18 from the floor. Probing inside, pump faking, and that's in and out. Basa Amba getting tied up.
You know,
stays with the Bulldogs.
You know, the difference has been is that they've been there on the catch literally every time with Swain in this second half. You haven't really seen him break free without the rock for catch and shoots and have daylight the way we saw in the first half.
Basa Amba couldn't handle. Touch pass to Joyner. Iona running clock with 6.5 to go. Look away feed. Junior Joseph, and one.
There's that high-low action that Dylan Von Eyck and Junior Joseph has showed this evening already. The little look away, top of the key to the front of the cup, big to big, to perfection. Great job by Nelly keeping it high.
Swain throws inside. Basa Amba couldn't finish. It's Cotton picking it up.
Good hustle.
Swain lets it fly. 4-3 to tie the all-time Yale record. 229 in his illustrious Bulldog career. And his 7th three-point make in a single game is a career high. Von Eyck has the answer.
And that ball found its way into Swain's hands because of multiple Bulldogs going to the offensive glass, back tipping, keeping it alive.
Swain already with a career high 32 points. Mabang on the drive. And some collateral damage on the Iona side. Elijah Joyner already playing with a broken nose.
Yeah, that knocked the mask off.
Rick Pitino calling him one of the toughest kids he's ever coached. Didn't miss any time with that.
Luck when it's come to injuries, especially from the neck up in his case.
Just want to make a correction. Azar Swain with a career high 33 a couple of seasons ago, back in February of 2020. So one shy of that career high as he ties the all-time three-point make mark. Mabang. Basa Amba running the floor. The flush in transition.
I was just about to say, I don't know if you want to give it to a big man with a bounce pass in a situation like that. What footwork and hands.
Just a 12-point difference.
Nice pass.
Von Eyck, the easy flush, set up by Jolly. Iona 1 point led by 21. Yale cut it to 11. And the Gales went on a run to put themselves into cruise control, but they're going to have to earn it here down the stretch. Noling, it's a triple.
Big bucket. Keeps them within shouting distance.
This is the closest the Bulldogs have been since Iona took its largest lead of the game. We are heading to our final media timeout. Iona trying to hold on to an 11-point win across the...
And then you saw for about the first 9 or 10 minutes of this second half, Iona do a terrific job in their off-the-ball defense on him. But then, like most great scorers and shooters, Swain was still able to get his and get himself going later in the half.
7 threes made in this game. That's a career high. 32 points, one shy of his best mark. Dylan Von Eyck finishing through traffic.
They pressured out in their zone, and that was just great spacing and passing by Iona.
And they forced the turnover. And Swain with 7 made threes today, 229 in his career. Tied for first in Yale history. Rick Pitino on the verge of giving an opponent a loss for the 791st time. Elijah Joyner back into the game after That shot he took to the face.
Nice steal.
Jean-Louis fronting the postman and took it away.
Jean-Louis has consistently shown that he could guard multiple defenders, and that time had to front the big.
In and out for Jolly. Inside of 3 minutes to play in a 13-point game.
The two areas that could hurt you if you're Iona is if Yale beats you with the long ball or they turn you over.
Into Swain, looking for any separation. 10 to shoot. Mahoney will let it fly off the back of the iron, and Jolly took it away from Joyner. Iona has it.
Would have been big. Would have cut it to 10 with over 2 minutes to go and given him a shot.
Jolly weaving in to score.
But it's a 5-point swing, and now you're down 15.
Mahoney circling, finding Swain. Got Jean-Louis in the air. Now Swain trying to take advantage of Junior Joseph. That's wide right. Battle for the rebound is down to Yale. And Yusuf Basa-Ama scored, surrounded by 3 defenders, to cut the deficit to just 13 as the Bulldogs call for time.
Main 3 or 4 weapons consistently for Rick Pitino this evening. They really took on all comers with their non-conference schedule.
Joyner got fouled. Iona is in the middle, or beginning, a tour of New York City area arenas. They'll next play on Saturday at the Garden against a top 25 Seton Hall team. And then they'll act as the home team against Delaware at the new arena, home of the Islanders UBS. And next up for Yale, a home date with Monmouth on Tuesday, and the Hawks this evening going on the road and beating Pittsburgh to add to their impressive victory over Cincinnati just a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I saw Monmouth live earlier this week at St. John's. They're going to be a tough out all season long.
Joyner commits the blocking foul against Swain to send Azar to the line.
When you think about Iona, even the mid-majors, I mean, they played Appalachian State. They returned their top 8 from an NCAA tournament team. Harvard, Yale, who are atop this conference preseason. Obviously, we know about the top 10 win against Alabama.
Seton Hall on the verge of closing out Rutgers.
That's a top 25 team, to where he goes against his former assistant Kevin Willard at Madison Square Garden next weekend.
Front end of a 1-and-1 ties the career high for Swain at 33 points. And now he sets that career high with 34. Joyner on the sideline, nearly trapped. Finds Myers, who's bailed out with a whistle. That fouls out Gabadon. The senior captain is disqualified with 1:17 left.
Well, Rick Pitino's preaching to his guys. You want to be strong with the basketball. You don't want to be on your heels. You don't want to be passive, because that could lead to turnovers. But you also don't want to, be in a rush or be in a hurry either. The clock is on your side, and be fundamental, pass the basketball. Don't pick up your dribble in trap areas, and more importantly, do this. Try to take advantage of the free throw line.
Double bonus for Myers and the Gales. Patino never takes a second off to coach. All the way to the end. Azar Swain, 34 points. Best scorer in today's game. Dribbled that off his foot. Cotton picks it up. And into the paint he goes, where he is fouled.
Foul shot number 24. That's still about it. The second personal.
Van Eyck picks up his second foul. Did this game, in your mind, go to form?
You know, it's they had to play smaller lineups. Obviously, you knew Swain from watching film and studying the numbers was going to be a big threat today. But his night was just spectacular. It's a shame Yale wasn't able to put together a little bit more help at times, but the depth of Iona really, really rang true, and their defense has been consistent.
Iona is heading back to the free throw line. If this result holds, Yale will drop to 6-6. Back in New Haven on Tuesday for Monmouth. If Iona holds on, they'll improve to 9-2, their best mark since the 2011-2012 season. They still haven't installed everything. There are still defenses yet to learn. This team, even with a net ranking of 56, still a long way to go in the eyes of the coaching staff. Kelly cannot finish through contact. Rebound for Jolly.
It's all about trying to put impressive performances together, but have that confidence. Third, as high as you can with conference play just around the corner.
Third all-time meeting between these two teams, each winning on their home floor in their previous matchups. And Iona looks primed for a neutral site victory to take the edge. That was after the horn. It's a shot clock violation. 15.3 seconds left.
See, Coach, he coaches every single second. You never know it's a 16-point lead with 15 seconds left by looking at him right there.
He's returned to his home area, born in Manhattan, grew up going to high school in Long Island. In a lot of ways back home as he secures a victory in Brooklyn. Late bucket by Matt Noling. Iona inbounds. And that will do it. 91-77, the victory for Iona over Yale to wrap up the Basketball Hall of Fame Invitational.